Wait! This is not what it looks like.
Then why are you in my house?
I can explain.
Especially when it came to his girlfriend, Amaka. Amaka came from a wealthy family. Her father owned several businesses, her mother drove a brand new SUV, and her younger brother once complained that his PlayStation controller was too old. Chinedu, on the other hand, lived in a small one-room apartment in Lagos where the generator of his neighbor sounded like it had personal hatred for him. Still, Amaka loved him. One Friday evening, Amaka called him. "Baby, my parents want to meet you properly." Chinedu smiled. "That's good news. There is just one small problem." "What problem?" "They are coming to your house tomorrow." Chinedu's smile disappeared. "My house?" "Yes. Daddy said he wants to know where his daughter is going to spend the rest of her life." Chinedu looked around his tiny room. The mattress was on the floor. His curtain had fallen 3 times that week. His only chair had one leg shorter than the others. And there was a bucket underneath the ceiling because rainwater had started entering through the roof. He swallowed. "Amaka." "Yes." "Can we meet somewhere else?" "No. Daddy wants to see your home." That night, Chinedu couldn't sleep. He had 2 choices. Tell Amaka the truth, or become a temporary millionaire. By morning, he had chosen the second option. He searched online and found a massive luxury mansion available for short-term rental. Swimming pool. Huge compound. 4 bedrooms. Modern kitchen. Fancy furniture. Even a security gate that looked like it belonged to a billionaire. The price for one weekend nearly made Chinedu faint. But he paid. After all, he whispered, "Love is sacrifice." The next morning, Chinedu arrived at the mansion wearing a suit he borrowed from his friend. He stood in front of the mirror and practiced. "My father built this place." He shook his head. "Too arrogant. My family has always been comfortable. Better." Then he smiled. "Welcome to my humble home." Perfect. When Amaka arrived with her parents, Chinedu opened the enormous gate. "Welcome." Amaka's mother looked around. "Chinedu." "Yes, Ma. This is your house?" Chinedu smiled proudly. "Yes." Amaka's father slowly nodded. "Impressive." Inside, everything went perfectly. Chinedu pretended to know how the expensive appliances worked. He casually mentioned our swimming pool. He even told them that the gardener came every morning. Amaka was shocked. She pulled him aside. "Baby, when did you become rich?" Chinedu whispered. "It's a long story." Unfortunately, his lies were about to become much longer. That evening, everyone sat down for dinner. Amaka's father suddenly smiled. "I like you, Chinedu." Chinedu almost screamed with happiness. Then the older man continued. "So I've decided to support your relationship." "Thank you, sir. In fact, I want you and Amaka to get married here." Chinedu froze. "Here?" "Yes. This house is perfect." His smile became painful. "Of course, sir." Then Amaka's mother added, "And we'll have the engagement ceremony here next month." Chinedu nearly swallowed his spoon. Next month. He had only rented the place until Sunday. But before he could say anything, a loud car horn sounded outside. Everyone became quiet. Another horn. Then the mansion's front gate opened. A black Range Rover drove inside. A woman stepped out. Then 2 children. Then a tall man wearing sunglasses. He walked toward the house. Chinedu's heart stopped. The man looked at him. Then at Amaka. Then at the family sitting in his living room. Who are all of you? Silence. Chinedu slowly stood up. Good evening, sir. The man frowned. Good evening. Why are you in my house? Amaka's father stood. Your house? Yes. The man's eyes moved around the room. And who gave you permission to enter? Chinedu's face went completely blank. Amaka looked at him. Baby. Chinedu whispered. I can explain. The landlord suddenly called from outside. Chinedu. Chinedu closed his eyes. It was over. The landlord walked in holding his phone. Guy, I forgot to tell you something. Chinedu opened his eyes. What? The owner returned early from his trip. Everyone stared at Chinedu. The real owner pointed at him. So you rented my house? Chinedu nodded slowly. Yes, sir. For what? Chinedu looked at Amaka's wealthy parents. Then at Amaka. Then back at the owner. To impress my girlfriend. Nobody spoke. Then Amaka's father burst out laughing. Our mother followed. Even the mansion owner started laughing. Chinedu looked confused. Why are you laughing? Amaka's father wiped his eyes. Because, young man, you didn't need a mansion to impress us. Chinedu looked down. You could have simply told us the truth. Amaka held his hand. I already knew you weren't rich. Chinedu looked at her in shock. You knew. She smiled. Baby, your phone screen is cracked, your shoes are almost finished, and you still owe me 5,000 Nigerian nairas.
Sure you remember the 5K you owe me?
Everyone laughed again. Chinedu sighed. So, the wedding is cancelled? Amaka's father smiled. No. Chinedu looked up. We'll still support you. The mansion owner laughed. But please, next time, rent a place you can actually afford. Chinedu nodded. Definitely. He paused. Can I at least take one picture beside the swimming pool before we leave? Everyone burst out laughing. And that was how Chinedu learned the most expensive lesson of his life. You can rent a mansion for a weekend, but you cannot rent wealth, confidence, or honesty.